Hey, shalom to the hopeful elect. First and foremost, call Halim Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Archakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who teach the truth and rule well. This is Brother Yatabi Abu Allah coming back from the GMS SF Bay Area camp. And I got a quick lesson today. All right, Lord's will is edifying. But basically, I came across this video and it's set to premiere on October 28th. All right, and I just read the title. It says, it's from Vocab Malone, and it says, most Israelites are heretics who push another Jesus. This is what so-called Christians call the Messiah, but his real name is Yahweh Shai. All right. Now, I wanted to look up that word heretic. I was doing a little research on that word. And when you go to the etymology of the word, all right, it says one who holds a doctrine at variance with established or dominant standards. And that's right. All right. And what is the dominant standard? The dominant standard is so-called Christianity. All right, which is a lie. It's not the truth. All right. And starting from our apostles and elders on down, we've done countless videos on, defending the true gospel and cutting up or disproving mainstream so-called Christianity. All right. So, in a sense, yes, we are heretics because our doctrine is at variance with established or dominant standards. All right. Now, what is our doctrine according to? Our doctrine according to is the Holy Bible. All right. The one true doctrine. The same testimony of Yahweh Shai, which is what? The spirit of prophecy. And all these things that I just mentioned, the so-called church, all right, so-called Christianity is at odds with, all right? It's a lie. And I'm going to start with this. This is in 2nd Ezra's chapter 6 and verse, I believe it's 28. Yep. All right, because, hey, we have to understand there was a falling away, all right? Satan was able to run amok, all right? And he infiltrated all these different, so-called religions, all right? All these different doctrines, and he polluted them, all right? But that's all according to prophecy, all right? The scriptures say we would have that falling away. We would forget who we were. We were put into slavery. We had our, heritage beat out of us, all right? And then what came on the scene? Lies, all right? And then furthered by Esau Edom, because he's in power. But this is 2nd Ezra 6 and 27. It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. And this is the times we're living in, all right? This is the Great Awakening, Isaiah the 37th chapter, all right? And what are we seeing? We're seeing, our people waking up to what the true doctrine is, all right? So yes, we are heretics because we don't go on the main agreement of what the doctrine is. All right. The main agreement, when I say the main agreement according to these so-called Christians. All right. Because they don't have the truth. They're not in the testimony of Yahweh Shai. They're not going according to the scriptures. All right. They're not going according to prophecy. All right. And we're going to prove it. This 2nd Ezra 6 and 27, it says, for evil shall be put out. All right. And deceit shall be quenched. And part of that deceit is that mainstream Christianity. It says, as for faith, it shall flourish. All right. These are the times we're living in. Faith. Faith in what? Our true power. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which is another thing. That name Jesus. All right. That letter J didn't come about until the late 1500s. So Yahweh Shai had a Hebrew name. He spoke Hebrew. He was a Hebrew Israelite. He is a Hebrew Israelite. So, of course, he's going to have a Hebrew name. All right. And Jesus ain't even a transliteration. Okay. So all that is garbage. It says, as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. And the truth which had been so long without fruit shall be declared. And it's being declared by who? By his servants. By Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's true servants, the prophets. All right. Because what's been mainstream, which has been the dominant thought, going back to that word heretic, one who holds a doctrine at variance with established or dominant standards, All right. Yes, we are at odds with that established or dominant standard because who established it? All right. And how does it still have dominance? Because it's being furthered by Esau Edom. All right. It's a lie being furthered by Esau Edom. And then you had the whole the painted over the judges. All right. Job the ninth chapter. Okay. They painted Yahushua as a so-called white man. All right. And then they put him on a pedestal to where mainstream Christianity, prays to this man. When they think of the Messiah, they think of a pasty, so-called white, stringy-haired male. When that is contrary to what the scriptures say. Just read Revelation, the first chapter. All right. It gives you the revelation of our Lord Yahushua. It tells you what his skin color looked like. All right. What kind of texture hair he had. All right. What color eyes he had because he drank wine. All right. But here it is. You have lies being perpetrated. So yes, if you want to call us heretics, all right, hey, so be it. Because we come to understand and know that the mainstream Christianity, all right, the so-called mainstream belief is a lie. All right. It says, as for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which had been so long without fruit shall be declared. And these are the times we're living in. All right. We're living in the times where the truth, the true doctrine, all right, is being proclaimed. Okay. Let me jump to the BLB. So yeah, you want to call us heretics? Yes, we do not believe in the lies that you believe in. All right. We believe in the truth according to what the scriptures say. All right. This is Isaiah 30 and I'll start at verse 20. It says, and though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, which is another thing that the so-called Christians don't teach. All right. What affliction? What adversity are they going through when their main doctrine is what? A doctrine of prosperity. All right. But what does it say? Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. And that's the times we're living in. All right. Hey, the people always hated the prophets. All right. And they still hate the prophets to this day. Okay. But what's happening? They don't have the power to take away the teachers anymore. The teachers are out there on the highways and byways, on the internet, pushing the true doctrine, the one true doctrine. All right. Verse 21, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left. All right. This is the way, this truth, according to this doctrine, according to the testimony of Yahushua, according to the scriptures. All right. Because what does it say? Isaiah 8. All right. And like I said, this has been proven time and time again that mainstream Christianity does not follow the scriptures. Okay. Like I said, I just gave an example in Revelation, the first chapter, of what Yahushua looks like. Yes, there's a revelation, which it means, revealing, okay, of what Yahushua looks like by John the Revelator in Revelation, the first chapter. It literally describes him, okay, as having skin color as it burnt, bronze or brass as it burnt in a furnace. All right. Now, what does so-called mainstream Christianity believe in? That the Messiah is a white person, a so-called white guy. All right. Which when you go and you actually do the research, all right, that depiction was based off a man named Caesar Borgia. All right. The Borgia family. Okay. But it says, Isaiah 8:20, it says, to the law and to the testimony, all right? If they speak not according to this word, what word? The word of the scriptures, all right? This whole roll, all right? Because that's another thing. So-called Christians like to pick and choose, all right? Here it is, though, they have a tattoo of a verse of Psalms. But, hey, the Old Testament is invalid. It's all about the New Testament, all right? But you have to understand the history. Like Apostle Tar says, you have to understand the history. You have to know the history to understand the mystery. All right. But it says Isaiah 8:20, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word it is because there is no light in them. All right. And this is what is being found out by those so-called Christians, as there's no light in them. All right. Every time we bring out scriptures, okay, if there was any type of debate, any type of interaction on the highways and byways, all right, even on, on YouTube, all right, so-called debates, whenever you bring out the scriptures, what happens? They end up getting cut up, because what do? They go off their own mind. They go off their own emotions, how they feel, what their pastor's been telling them forever. John 3:16, for God so loved the world. Okay, what is that word world? All right, why is there three different Greek words for the one English word world? You have to break these things down. All right, you have ion or eon, you have oikomene, and you have cosmos. They all have different meanings, but in the English, one word world. All right, but see, they don't go into those things. And what does it say in the scriptures? The church of Berea looked into these things to see whether they were true. It also says, study to show thyself approved. All right, be diligent, read. So-called Christians don't follow the scriptures. Why? Because there is no light in them. All right, so yes, if you want to call us heretics, so be it. We do not believe in the lies of the mainstream Christianity. All right. Again, Isaiah 8:20, it says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. And that's what's being found out. All right. There is no light in these so-called Christians. All right. They don't have the answers. They don't have the truth. They don't have the one true doctrine. All right. And how do we know there's only one doctrine? Well, it tells us in Ephesians. And like I read it. All right. The truth that had not been, that was so long without fruit is now being declared. It was prophecy that we wouldn't have the one true doctrine. All right. We would have all these lies being, exceedingly in this time. But you know what? What happened? The Lord sent the Holy Spirit. All right. And he worked on the minds of our elders, our apostles on down. And what? Now we have this truth. All right. He wasn't going to go to the ones that go to the seminary schools or whatever they called. All right. To go study, the theologists. All right. The Lord is dealing with men, lowly men. All right. Not some, accredited person from a university. That's not who the Lord deals with. All right. But this is in Ephesians 4. All right. And I'll start at verse 4. It says, there is one body and one spirit, even as you are called in one hope of your calling. All right. And that's another thing. What are these people hoping for? All right. We understand the scriptures. We understand prophecy. We know that this place is going to be destroyed. And we also understand the gospel and knowing that then the nation of Israel is about to be set up in a rulership on earth forever. They're not going to be in this captivity, because like the scriptures also say, we are yet this day in our captivity. All right. We are subject to payments here. We are in full effect of the curses. All right. Which if you go to Christianity, they're not going to tell you anything about these. All right. But it says, verse 5, one Lord, one faith, one baptism. All right. There's only one faith. There's one doctrine. All right. So yes, the mainstream Christianity, whatever you call it, the dominant standard, so to speak, that we are going against is not the truth, because it's not what? It's not the true doctrine. All right. It says one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. All right. And what's the point? There's one faith. There's one doctrine. All right. What does the scripture say? Even if an angel come with any other doctrine, you're not supposed to take heed to it. Roughly paraphrasing. All right. Why? Because there's only one doctrine. And how do we measure it? How do we know if it's in the spirit? We measure it through the scriptures. All right. We literally have the answers. All right. And I'll get this last one and close out. This is Acts 24 and 14. It says, I'll start at verse 13. It says, neither can they prove the things whereof they now accuse me. All right. And that's the thing. They can't prove that their doctrine is true according to the scriptures. But you know what? We can prove ours is true according to the scriptures. All right. Because we're speaking according to the scriptures. And this is the point, verse 14. But this I confess unto thee, that after the way which they call heresy, which we just seen, all right. I don't know if I showed it. Here it is. It says most Israelites are heretics. All right. It's a video that is gonna premiere on October 28th. All right. But what does it say? But this I confess unto thee, that after the way which they call heresy, so worship I the power of my fathers, believing all things which are written in the law and in the prophets. All right. That's what we believe in. So yes, you want to call us a heretic, so be it. We're going according to the scriptures. We believe in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. It says, and have hope toward the Most High, which they themselves also allow, that there shall be a resurrection of the dead, both of the just and unjust. All right. But what's the point? They call us heresy. All right. But we worship Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. We worship all these things according to as it is written in the law and in the prophets. All right. We believe in Yahweh Shai. We believe in the testimony. All right. Which is the spirit of prophecy. All right. We understand and believe that these things are coming. We believe in the gospel. We believe that the nation, the kingdom of Israel is going to be set up. All right. We're going to be taken out of this hellhole. All right. And we're going to believe, and we believe that, a righteousness is coming back to the earth. Okay. But hey, so be it. If you want to call us heretics, yes, we do not believe in your mainstream Christianity. All right. We don't believe in what does it say? The established or dominant standards. All right. Our doctrine is at variance with your established and your dominant standards, because who is it established by? Who is it furthered by? It's furthered by Esau, Edom. Why? Because it's a lie. All right. So yes, the Israelites are heretics. All right. But yeah, Lord's will, this was edifying. Once again, call Halayim Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect and above all.